Have you ever heard a sudden mysterious ringing in your ears and wondered what it truly means? Modern science tells us that it can sometimes be a medical condition such as tinnitus, and it is always wise to consult a doctor for new or persistent symptoms. Yet the ancient sages also taught us that the human body is not only a physical instrument, it is a spiritual receiver. What we often dismiss as noise may in fact be the soul becoming sensitive to subtler frequencies of the universe. In the yogic tradition, such inner sounds are known as nada, the cosmic vibration. Yogananda explained, "The soundless sound of spirit hums within you. When you grow quiet, you may hear the whisper of the infinite." Angels, spirit guides, and higher beings often use such subtle signals to make us aware of our shifting vibration. When your consciousness begins to rise, the inner ear sometimes registers these higher frequencies as ringing or tones. These sounds can appear during meditation, in moments of calm, or even while you are resting at night. They are not random. They are often signs that your awareness is opening and your spiritual faculties are awakening. The ringing becomes like a bell of the soul, announcing that a new chapter of growth is beginning. Before I tell you the 12 spiritual meanings of ear ringing, like this video and let me know in the comments from where are you watching this video. Let's get started. Number 1. Good fortune is coming. One of the most common interpretations is this. When you hear a sudden high-pitched ringing in your left ear, it can signify that good fortune is approaching. The left side of the body is more receptive, and the sound is like a spiritual celebration, a signal that blessings are drawing near. Yogananda said, "When you live in harmony with higher laws, the universe itself announces your good fortune." When you hear this subtle ringing, it can also be a sign that strong positive vibrations are moving toward you. Everything you have been working for is aligning with divine law, and soon you will see the results of your sincere efforts. Take a moment to recognize your own worth, to celebrate your progress, and to give yourself the love that your soul deserves. The universe whispers, "You are on the right path. Walk on with confidence." Number 2, you are about to experience a spiritual awakening. The left ear, which in yogic tradition is linked with receptivity, intuition, and the inner life, often receives signals from subtler realms. When you hear a high-pitched ringing in this ear, it may be announcing that you stand on the threshold of a profound awakening. Yogananda explained, "When the devotee tunes his heart to the infinite, the body becomes a radio, picking up the vibrations of spirit." Such moments are not random. They are signs that your energy is shifting. Your consciousness is being lifted, and your inner self is preparing to awaken to a higher reality. This awakening can bring deep insights, new clarity, and profound transformation. It may feel as though your energy field is being realigned, preparing you to receive wisdom from your higher self and guidance from higher realms. Remember, however, that growth must remain balanced. Embrace this awakening with mindfulness, humility, and care for the body and mind. The ringing is not only a sound, it is a call to open yourself to a higher frequency of life. Number 3, connection with angels. Another common spiritual meaning of ear ringing is the presence of divine beings, angels, guides, or protectors drawing near. When you hear the subtle tones, it may be that they are attempting to attune your consciousness to their message, letting you know that you are not alone on your journey. Yogananda reassured his students, "God sends unseen friends to walk with those who walk sincerely toward Him." If you sense this ringing, pause and pay attention. Just as a radio can catch many stations when finely tuned, so can your consciousness catch divine messages when you are receptive. Often, these messages are confirmed by signs in the physical world, repeated numbers, symbols, or coincidences. If you begin noticing the same numbers again and again, your higher guides may be trying to speak to you, nudging you gently toward awareness. Use this as an invitation to deepen your attunement, meditate more regularly, and ask inwardly for clarity. Number 4. Spiritual imbalance. Paramahansa Yogananda repeatedly reminded us that spiritual life is not about running away from the world, but about balancing it. To live one-sidedly is to live incompletely, he said. When the soul becomes overly absorbed in material pursuits, money, possessions, pleasures, it begins to hunger for something higher. The ringing you hear in your left ear may be that hunger making itself known, a gentle reminder from the universe to return to your spiritual center. It is not a punishment, but a loving signal, urging you to realign with your higher self. Take it as an invitation to rekindle your inner practices, meditation, prayer, selfless service, so that your daily life reflects your soul's purpose. This ringing is like the temple bell, calling you inward, asking you to harmonize your outer duties with your inner essence. When you heed that call, you begin to discover the richness of your spiritual identity and find a rhythm between earth and spirit that Yogananda described as balanced living in divine consciousness. Number 5. Perceiving higher vibrations. One of the deepest spiritual meanings of ringing in the ears is that your consciousness is beginning to attune to higher vibrations. When this occurs, it is often a sign that you are entering subtler realms of awareness. If you notice these sounds during meditation, it may mean that your psychic and intuitive faculties are awakening, and your inner connection to the spiritual world is expanding. The ancient yogis taught that as the chakras open and harmonize, the soul becomes more receptive to divine communication. The ringing you hear can sometimes be accompanied by a gentle pressure at the point between the eyebrows, the spiritual eye, or third eye. This sacred center is the gateway between human consciousness and the infinite realms of spirit, Yogananda explained. When the spiritual eye opens, you behold a universe far more real than the one perceived by the senses. Number 6. Guidance in decision making. Sometimes the ringing in your left ear is not about new realms, but about the choices you face here and now. If you are on the brink of a major decision, you may feel a persistent buzzing. This is not random. It is a signal to pause, to reflect, to carefully weigh the path before you. The left ear, linked with intuition and inner knowing, becomes an instrument through which the universe reminds you, do not rush, listen within. Such ringing is often a call from your higher self to withdraw from the noise of the world, enter silence, and touch the still voice of wisdom within your heart. Yogananda said, "When in doubt, commune with the divine. In the silence of meditation, the right path will shine with its own light." How do you navigate this guidance? First, give yourself permission to step back from the urgency of the decision. Do not rush. Instead, engage in practices that quiet the restless mind and open the heart. Meditate deeply, walk in nature, write your thoughts in a journal, or sit in silent contemplation. These simple practices align you with your higher self, the part of you that sees beyond fear and knows the direction of your soul's journey. Yogananda said, "Intuition is the whisper of the soul, the guiding voice of God. In stillness, it speaks." So when the ringing comes, take it as encouragement to trust yourself. Listen to the subtle whispers of your inner being, for they always lead you toward your highest good. Number 7. Awareness of negative energy around you. At times, a low-pitched ringing in your ear is not spiritual awakening, but a signal of imbalance in your physical environment. The universe may be warning you that the energy around you, at home, at work, or in your daily interactions has grown heavy or draining. This does not mean a psychic attack, but rather that clutter, unresolved tension, or even certain people are creating an atmosphere of negativity. The ringing is a call to cleanse your environment. Clear your living space. Release what no longer serves you, and surround yourself with uplifting influences. Yogananda advised, keep your environment pure, for the vibrations of your surroundings shape the vibrations of your mind. Decluttering your outer world often relieves stress and restores harmony to your inner world. Number 8. A warning about gossip. In many spiritual traditions, the left ear is said to receive warnings and intuitive messages. When you experience ringing here, it may be the universe tapping you gently, urging you to be cautious. Sometimes, it is a subtle signal that harmful talk or gossip surrounds you. This ringing is not meant to create fear, but awareness. Take it as an invitation to observe carefully the people you trust and the conversations you allow yourself to be part of. Yogananda reminded us, speak truth, hear truth, and think truth. In this way, you will live always in divine light. The key to understanding these moments is to hold a balance of wisdom and intuition. This is not about becoming suspicious or fearful of those around you. Instead, it is an invitation to develop the power of spiritual discernment. Notice the subtle cues in your interactions. Are there differences between what people say to you and what you sense beneath their words? Do you feel an unexplained discomfort in the presence of certain individuals? Paramahansa Yogananda often said, intuition is the soul's power to instantly know the truth. When life presents you with such signals like a ringing in your ear, it is not only a warning about external situations, but also a gentle call to look within. The universe is using this sign to guide you toward deeper self-awareness. Your outer experiences are reflections of your inner vibrations. If you find yourself attracting situations of gossip, betrayal, or negativity, ask gently, what in me needs healing or release? Yogananda taught that by purifying our inner world, we naturally attract higher, nobler vibrations in our outer world. Number 9. Sensitivity to electronics. Sometimes, the ringing you experience is not metaphysical, but a sign of heightened sensitivity. Just as a finely tuned instrument picks up the slightest vibrations, a spiritually awakening body becomes more responsive to subtle energies, including electronic interference. If you notice ringing after using gadgets or being near electronics, your system may be signaling that it needs rest from overstimulation. Yogananda advised periods of silence and nature immersion to restore balance. Live quietly at times in the company of your soul, and the noise of the world will lose its hold on you. The remedy is simple but powerful. Step back, spend quiet time in meditation, walk in nature, or sit silently without devices. The calming vibrations of trees, fresh air, and stillness restore your natural harmony. Yogananda reminded his disciples, live more in the company of nature, for there the vibrations of God are more easily felt. While we cannot avoid electronics altogether, we can reduce their impact. Many seekers also find help in using natural stones or crystals to harmonize their energy. Whether through crystals, prayer, or silence, the principle remains: protect your nervous system and give your soul space to breathe. The remedy is simple but powerful. Step back, spend quiet time in meditation, walk in nature, or sit silently without devices. The calming vibrations of trees, fresh air, and stillness restore your natural harmony. Yogananda reminded his disciples, live more in the company of nature, for there the vibrations of God are more easily felt. While we cannot avoid electronics altogether, we can reduce their impact. Many seekers also find help in using natural stones or crystals to harmonize their energy. Whether through crystals, prayer, or silence, the principle remains: protect your nervous system and give your soul space to breathe. Number 10. Kundalini awakening. At times, a high-frequency ringing in the ears signals something much deeper: the stirring of Kundalini energy. Kundalini, the divine life force, lies coiled at the base of the spine, waiting to rise upward through the chakras. When it awakens, it activates each center, unraveling hidden emotions, past impressions, and dormant spiritual powers. This awakening can feel intense, even unsettling, as old habits and unresolved energies re-emerge, demanding purification. Yet its purpose is sacred, to awaken you to the vast spiritual world and your true place in the universe. The ringing you hear may be the vibration of this energy rushing through your body, attuning you to higher realms. Yogananda described it beautifully. When the inner fire of Kundalini rises, it opens the doors of perception, and man realizes he is more than flesh, he is spirit. I, closely connected to Kundalini, is the awakening of the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows. A high-pitched ringing, especially in the right ear, often signifies that your third eye is beginning to open. This sacred center is the gateway between your individual mind and the vast universe of spirit. Through it, divine visions, intuition, and guidance flow. Many people pass through life without ever awakening this eye. But for the seeker who listens inwardly and trusts the signs, it begins to open naturally, bringing new clarity and inner sight. When you hear this ringing, pause and turn your attention to the point between the eyebrows. Meditate there, and you may feel the light of God guiding you within. Number 11. Warning of negative vibrations. At times, a low, heavy ringing in the right ear may be a warning that negative thoughts or energies are being directed toward you. What some traditions call a psychic attack is, in essence, the projection of harmful vibrations from another. This need not be feared. Instead, it is an opportunity to respond with strength and compassion. Life is too short to hold grudges. If you sense someone's negativity, try to forgive inwardly and send them thoughts of peace. Negative energy can only truly harm you if you hold on to resentment or fear. Yogananda reminded us, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Send out light to all, even to those who oppose you. Protect yourself through prayer, meditation, and uplifting company. Cleanse your inner and outer space with sacred practices, whether through chanting, silence, or simply holding to divine love. Number 12. Clairaudience, hearing the subtle voice. Most have heard of clairvoyance, the ability to see beyond ordinary sight, but fewer know of clairaudience, the ability to hear subtle sounds and messages from higher realms. Those with this gift often hear ringing tones, inner voices of guidance, or even music from beyond this world. If you find yourself drawn deeply to music, or if you sense divine messages arriving as sound or frequency, you may carry this ability. A fleeting, high-pitched tone can be a sign that your inner ear is attuning to spiritual dimensions. Yogananda describes such experiences as the soul learning to hear the music of spirit. This capacity is not for ego or display, it is for communion. Through meditation, you can refine it, learning to distinguish true inner guidance from the restless noise of the mind. Used rightly, clairaudience becomes a sacred channel, a way for the divine to whisper wisdom into the heart of the seeker. Contrary to superstitions that label ear ringing as a bad omen, it is rarely a signal of misfortune. More often, it is a reflection of your energy, your growth, and the unseen realities that surround you. At times, it serves as a gentle caution, urging you to be mindful of your circumstances. At other times, it is a celebration of your spiritual progress, a sign that your soul is ready for deeper awakening. Of course, one must always begin with wisdom. First, rule out any medical causes. But when no physical explanation is found, take the ringing as an opportunity to turn inward. Pay attention to whether the tone is high or low, whether it comes through the left or right ear, and let these signals guide your reflection. More often than not, these subtle sounds accompany periods of spiritual growth. They may be urging you to focus on your practices, to open the third eye, or to realign with your higher purpose. If they alert you to negative energies, it is simply an invitation to become more observant, to protect your mind and spirit, and to surround yourself with uplifting influences. In this way, what seems like a simple, mysterious sound can become a sacred messenger guiding you back, again and again, to your true spiritual path.